Some begin with a fist bump, some begin with a handshake. These two begin with a hug.
Aww.
As the two best friends of the EOE, the two best players of the UKIE, the two best players in the UK finish out the podium, the finale, the starlight finish of this tournament.
And boys, I don't know whether there is the absolute insane luck or whether we've been lied to, but I'm seeing serious characters here, boys. I was promised random. What is going on?
Well,
yes.
Bloom's wearing that Joker cosplay, and he's wearing it well, clearly.
I was going to say, so we did receive a little bit of intel before we sat down for the top 4, that if Luugi and Bloom both got into grand finals, we would see random characters. So like I say, unless this was the most bizarre luck ever, I think we have gone genuine serious characters, at least for now. Yeah. You know, we'll see what happens later on the line, but these two are definitely wanting to play. And I mean, Bloom's Joker, not something we have seen all that often, but it is very real. We've seen him play it, I think, against Shanique before at Tea Party. But you know what?
Maybe you should stop playing it.
I was going to say, we're not seeing it again anytime soon at this point. Not the way that Luugi's treating him. Back into detention with you, boy.
Maybe take the
Get out of
mask
here.
off.
He's going to die. He's going to die. He's going to die.
No.
Oh my
so
God.
Close. So close. We nearly had another Twitch clip game. I was not ready for that. Come on, boys. Come on.
Oh, no.
Oh, lordy. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay, you kind of deserve that one.
But you know, at that point, you almost 3 stocks Bloom4Eva. How can you complain about losing a stock that way?
I promise you, everyone at home, the Joker is a good character. He has got it before and it's done well. It's just Luugi's very good. He's just a really good player.
It's got good wins, guys. It's got good wins. I promise it's got good wins.
There we go.
I promise.
So anyway, so we're just going to slide that back into the pocket.
Take the mask off. Mask
Mask
off.
off.
Coat off.
Please take the mask off. I beg of you.
Mask off. We mean that in both senses, Bloom. Please go back either
boy.
random or
Mask is still
Bayo,
on.
because neither of those is cutting it right now.
Boys, the mask is still on. I'm worried.
Oh,
I'm going to
no.
be real. I'm very worried.
We do have a reset, at least.
Oh, hang on. No, Joker's still here.
Joker's
still here.
Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you said 1 set, I told you maybe 2 sets, and I'm right, as always, because this is going to... I'm pretty sure it's about to get cooked.
I felt very personal. Okay. All right, the Joker is still out, but it's a fresh game. It's a fresh time. You know, we'd see what it can do here. I mean, as always, with any new character you pull it sort of out of nowhere, you kind of have to warm it up. And maybe that was the game where Bloom was able to warm it up, and certainly already doing a much, much better job.
Did I commentate a cursor? What's happened? Why is Bloom suddenly racked on 84? Why does Bloom have the lead after getting cooked that hard? All of a sudden, there's a new sign of life, Joycey, from this kid.
I think also one thing that is, you know, really good for Luugi is that I know there are a lot of intricacies in terms of Luigi's 0 to death combo trees. I know depending on characters and obviously like very little much sense, but obviously if you're getting grabbed at 0, the fact that you've gone from a fast faller to another fast faller means that probably the combo routes are going to be kind of similar. So Luugi probably came out the gate feeling quite hot, but it doesn't matter how hot you are when you've got Joker with his large red dad and a bar full of Rebels Gauge.
Yeah, I mean, this is sticking around as well. Like, Bloom was able to take the stock away and also been able to tack on 40% also, you know, and still not lost his stock. This Joker, it was definitely, that game one, I think, definitely was a case of it needed to be warmed up there. But now it is very much ready to go, and Bloom is taking it to a country mile.
Did you see that attempt at a footstool?
We saw it.
Yeah.
Bloom is feeling it. You know, he's feeling more confident now. I think that sort of first game again is just sort of you bite off. You know, it happens. It's Luigi. These things do happen. But now Bloom is certainly, he's playing with a bit more fire, a bit more momentum.
He's just not putting on any stops right now. That back air coming out of the dash check puts him on the ledge, and the ledge trap situation, Bloom is just patiently jumping around the back airs, but Luugi's so wise to it, so wise to even his timing, that he managed to find a parry up smash and seals away that first stock, and now Joker is at 0%.
Luigi, he's lurking. He is underneath these platforms. He's got his little hoover, and he knows exactly what he wants to clean up, and then there's your stocks, but this ledge trap from Bloom is saying, you're going to have to try a little bit harder. Oh, but the magnet hands again. Oh, hang on. Oh, I forgot from remix? Little bit of spice on that one?
Yeah, the forward smash was unexpected. We've seen Luugi occasionally land there, but definitely is sort of, it's a more unsafe option, which is why Bloom was able to get the shield out. But as we can all see, the Arsene is out and Luugi at 158. Yeah, that is going to be a back air to the face. That is a stock loss.
The best kill move in the game does kill you at 158. That happens, but the second best kill move in the game took him at 100, so stocks are even.
Could have killed much earlier, as well as Bloom might find out the hard way if he gets grabbed once. Is he going to find out? No, he's not. He's not. Oh, hang on.
A rare flub from Luugi leads to even more damage, though.
This is the scary part about Luugi in general, is that, like, you know, your average sort of 2-2 Luigi is going to be getting those grabs, practice the 0 to death, yada, yada, yada. But it's the fact that sometimes I see Luugi get like an up tilt of 40, and I'm like, are they dead? Like, Luugi can just find the most ridiculous kills from just the most unorthodox situation. Particularly, I really want to know the weak nairs. Luugi's conversions of weak nairs are unlike anything I've ever seen any Luigi main do across all my years of watching this game. Like, so ridiculous.
Hey, both of these two fiended for it, but a down B sends Bloom to the skies, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Bloom hanging on by a thread. Another down B comes out, but he slides off, and then the air dodge snaps to the ledge as well, which is really kind of saved Luugi's life there, actually, as it would have put him in a dangerous position. Both of these two are scrapping, but it is the boots to the face, as always, that sends Bloom away, and Luugi goes 2-0 up, 1 away from a reset.
The way I was watching it was like Bloom was like kind of spacing around, trying to find a roll, trying to get that down smash into the roll, timing his back airs, empty hops galore, so much like ideas, and Luugi pressed his buttons in a CQC situation where he is stronger than Joker and was the victor.
Yeah, not to lower the tone for a second here, but the reason why I've been cracking up is because there was a brief moment where you saw Luigi's face when he gets grabbed, and he looks so upset, and it really cracks me up. He's so sad that he's been grabbed.
He should be sad. The Bayo is back out.
Yeah, to be fair, I would be sad.
Dead.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's alive. Oh, wait, he's dead. Oh, he's alive.
Stop calling it so early. It's not over yet. It's not over yet, Sanati. There's still more Smash to be played. Okay, now he's dead. If you just waited 30 more seconds, then he was gone.
Shotgun barrel. Oh, he's dead. He's alive. He's dead. He's alive. There we go.
I mean, Jude, you said you were always right, and you've yet to be proven wrong. That's all I'm saying. You've yet to be proven wrong.
Told him to pack away the Joker, and now look at this. Already a huge lead for Bloom4Eva, only at 80%, racking on 57 to Luugi's second stock. This is such a shift in momentum because we did see that Bloom had the neutral reads, the advantage reads with Joker. He just couldn't quite execute as well as he does with Bayonetta, but the execution is here, not to put down Luugi's execution at all, as he gets yet another DI mix-up on that Cyclone to take Bloom stock very early.
I just want to talk about the DI mix-up. It was so good because he started the Luigi Cyclone on the right-hand side, well, on the left-hand side of Bloom, on the right-hand side of Luigi, and then just drifted perfectly enough to be popped out on the left side. I thought Bloom was living there, and even the game, there was no kill spark or anything, just so beautiful, and you're not going to be able to duck underneath that forward smash this time, but it isn't quite going to kill, but that back air will, Smar.
Yeah, the back air does land, and the stock is lost. And this is kind of the thing about Bloom's Bayonetta, is that often sort of sets can go, we've seen times come again actually, where sort of Bloom will go sort of a different character first two games, goes 2-0 down, and then the Bayonetta comes out, and it's just a completely different force in its entirety. It is such a scary thing to face, and Luugi is putting up a strong showing, but he takes Luugi to the skies. Good SDI, though, to get out of it. Does escape from death, but I mean,
you could have had a random ditto.
Wait.
I'm just saying, you could have had a random ditto. That could have been the way that you could have been. And now Luugi's looking in the bottom right of the character select screen and thinking, oh, what could have been? What could have been?
But these two are definitely taking it seriously now. I mean, the mains are very much out. And it does just confirm what's saying, because the Bayonetta comes out, and that is where things are most terrifying, because it is just an extra wall. Because, yes, Luugi's 2-0 up. Oh, 2-1 up right now. But the Bayonetta came out, and suddenly, complete shift.
The Mii brawler of Bloom, which is now reputable as, I believe, the best Mii brawler in the world,
Yes.
has found wins. It has found actually a lot of success, but it's when you see that Bayo that I think the light in a lot of people's eyes just start to fade as they realize the inevitability that is dawning upon them slowly but surely as the damage racks on slowly but surely. Bloom putting on so much hurt right now.
Because that's the thing, right? Oh my good, never mind. Never mind.
What's the thing?
What's the thing? It doesn't matter. It's an up B on a slightly dodgy side B. That's for sure.
No, I think you should say what the thing is.
The thing is, with Bloom, is that we talk a lot about, you know, sometimes some people, they split players into two categories. You're either like a fundamentally sound player or you're a character specialist. And there's a real thing about the two. And honestly, Bloom is the beautiful combination of what happens if you're both, but so is Luugi. Oh my goodness, one stock away from resetting the bracket, boys.
Maybe you shouldn't have said what's the thing because so much just happened in 5 seconds.
It really did, and that's the problem with these two players, is that just so much can happen. Oh my goodness.
We are genuine. This is not even kind of like a sort of a jokey, oh yeah, we're one stock away from a reset. No, this is mains out. Kind of, we're one stock away from the reset. This is big for Luugi, but as always, you have to watch out. Bloom taken to the sky does kind of get the lead, but it doesn't matter as Luugi jumps up, slams his fist into Bayonetta, and resets the bracket against Bloom's main. This is now game on. This is where it matters because I don't think we're going to be joking around anymore because this is now quite literally make it or break it time for Bloom, for both players. And we can hear the sounds locked in. It is the Bayonetta. It is the Luigi. There's no more messing around. This is all to play for. The championship title is on the line.
This is the real thing. That's Bloom Bayonetta right there, getting 2 stocks. That was just, what to say about that game was simply that Luugi played perfect. Every single time he could get that up B, that famous kill move, he got it. Every time he thought Bloom was going to give it to him, he pressured him just enough, backed off, found the up B, and gets it off of a perfect combo out of his air afterwards. And that was just perfect Luigi gameplay. This is why this is the best Luigi in the world. But wow. Bloom is also the best Bayonetta in the world, and he's not here to let us forget it.
I was going to say, when you've got now an entire set to play with, when it's Grand Finals set 2, you've no longer got that safety net. That is gone. And I feel like maybe Luugi taking the game from the Bayonetta, well, that's the wake-up call, right? When you're able to say, okay, well, I can now beat your main. I can beat your soul main, your true main, and we are on the biggest stage, you know, the climax of 2022. You've really got to pull out all the stops. But honestly, the way this is going, Jude, it could go either way.
It could go either way. That down smash finds it at the ledge. Perfect punish yet again. Luugi is simply just not letting Bloom walk all over him. That's the difference maker. And maybe these boots are made for walking over Bloom right now as he puts the stomps on him. Gets a back air, which allows him to get back to stage. And all of a sudden, Luugi's got a new spark of life. He has evened up the percents after such a strong start from Bloom4Eva.
And it just takes a few hits to take that stock away. Bloom up airing, takes the back air as well. And I mean, this, I do have to talk about Luugi's SDI though. He's been doing a really good job of getting out a lot of these witch twists. But you know what he doesn't get out of? Smash tags.
I feel like I cursed it by talking about boots because he
did.
died to back air and down smash in the same minute.
Yeah.
Literally just put the heels on him right there, Smart. I
Doesn't really matter
believe those punishes.
Doesn't really matter about how good your SDI is when you just get a heel to the face.
Bloom decided to win. That's just what it
Yeah,
feels like.
that
That's
is
just
what
what
it
it
feels
feels like. It just feels like.
But he was playing Bayo. He was playing Bayo.
But
he
that's
was playing
what I
Bayo last
mean.
set.
And then it's just gone, okay, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Get an extra pod. Bit more ad revenue for Team Regen. And now
Thanks,
I'm
Bloom.
going to win. And it's crazy because we have these moments where we gush about how well Luugi is doing and then Bloom just completely reversals it. And it's just insane. This kid's just on another level.
Look, it's just, we talk about how we're gushing. It feels like I don't have the time to do that anymore. Every single time one of us tries to make some smart point with our fancy commentator analytics, these two take 2 stocks, be it 2 stocks of each other or one person taking 2 stocks by themselves. It is so quick paced the way these kids destroy one another.
I feel like whoever holds advantage that's what's most crucial in this matchup.
100%.
Where both are just taking whatever advantage they get to the furthest possible point, because that is quite literally all they can do.
Yeah, Bloom.
It's like there, Luugi held advantage, able to take the stock, and if he gets a grab or something, we know it's going to be big damage, but then Bloom has taken control here, and you know he's on the hunt for the kill, which he finds. It's back and forth and back and forth. Whoever holds advantage is winning this game, these moments.
Oh my goodness, Luugi. Just these, there have been a couple of moments here. I feel like Luugi's disadvantage at times is really couple of questionable options that are really paying off in big ways for Bloom, but that doesn't really matter when you win neutral once. You get one cool read halfway through a combo, and then suddenly Bloom took 80% from that, Jude.
Yeah, it is questionable, sure, but I feel like it's because all of his answers were wrong before. He went for the normal stuff. He went for early cyclones. He went for all this standardized options, and Bloom just keeps on calling out. He puts the pressure on him. He puts the panic on him, and now Luugi's at the ledge, but finds a nair to let him escape from that situation. Bloom has to get off this situation now. How does he manage? With a well-timed neutral get up.
One thing, just a little moment that, actually, I'm going to save it for a little bit later on, because knowing these two, this long moment, someone's dying at this point. So I will save it, and as we say it, there you go.
Take it away.
There you go.
Spoke it into existence. But one thing that I'm really loving right now is these mix-ups on the recoveries from Luugi. There was a really beautiful point on that previous stock where Bloom was holding the guns, and in the winner's final set, deliberately baited the air dodge out of Luugi, cancelled the guns, and then got the edge guard. This time around, though, Luugi was like, well, I'm going to call your bluff at that point. I'm not using my air dodge because I know that's what you're waiting for. And we're seeing it again. It just mixes up and mixes up. These players are on the 3rd, 4th, 5th levels right now, and the air dodge read maybe could have been a bit stronger of a punish, Jude.
I feel like it could have been a dummy, but even then, I'm not going to doubt Luugi right now. He is the Satan that is preaching to me, because there is such strong advantage state. But you have to be concerned, because that's Bloom4Eva. You're on a fresh stock, and that's never meant anything to him.
It really hasn't, as we already see. Just 3 hits taking Luugi to 50. Gets caught by the Witch Trace, but the down B does come up, but it's not enough to take the stock just yet. Bloom hanging on by a thread. Luugi has to clean this up now, because now his percentage is in the danger zone, and Bloom is on the hunt. The grab comes out, the lightning as well, but it's still not enough. Luugi does find the up smash though, and you're not avoiding that. 1-1 in between these two.
These kids are so good. These kids are so good.
These kids are ridiculous.
Are so
They're pretty good. They're pretty good at this game.
No, but come on. I know you're pretty amazing as well, Smart, but let's be honest here.
Making me blush.
What on earth am I watching at this point? I feel like I'm watching a major grand at this point. The way that every single opportunity feels at once both guaranteed and impossible when it comes to these advantage states. It feels like they should always die, and yet they somehow always live. I don't understand how it's possible for these two players to have such solid reads on each other and yet still manage to mix each other up constantly.
It's just, and this nearly was a Major Grand Finals, right? Of course, Luugi, both these players having European tournaments underneath their belt, and Tech Republic nearly was a Bloom Luugi Grand Final. So these two, just like it was nearly that. It was nearly a kill just there, but just not quite managing to link into that up B, but that's still 85%, and another DI mix-up, but Bloom's not falling for it this time.
Guesses right. Can he guess right again? No, there's an up air this time. Luugi decided to abandon the pressure and just try and put Bloom in a disadvantage situation. That's not worked out until he finds the nair. Bloom just getting a bit too greedy with that advantage rate. Really rare for him to overstep his boundaries, but he does, and Luugi makes sure to make him aware of that.
Yeah, I mean, this is really just, Luugi is doing kind of everything correctly, I feel. We saw that especially in Game 2, but like he's using these down Bs just to kind of interrupt.
What's
he is mixing it up as well, where, instead of going for like the you know, the down B, he'll go for like an upper and tack on a bit more damage. Reset, gets the up smash, takes the stock. And this is why he's like living to these sort of ridiculous percents as well, because he's just predicting what Bloom wants to do every single time correctly.
Yeah.
Just seeing, I can't get over that edge guard sequence. The fact that even though it looked like Bloom, you know, had been caught out by Luugi 3-4 times, still managing to get Luugi off stage. But I have to say, 190%, finally going to lose that stock. And this is a really, really strong lead for Luugi, Smar.
Very, very strong lead indeed, Joycey. Another stock is lost. And now you may notice Luugi's have basically very, very little. It was a 0 before those few hits. Bloom at 3%, but he's on his last stock. There's a little stock difference. And yet this is still too hard to call. Luugi does hold a firm lead, but we know Bloom could do it because he's done it before.
I want to point out, you may think because of how this set's been going that it's the advantage state. Right now, to me, the difference maker is absolutely the disadvantage state.
Yeah.
Luugi is refusing to die. Luugi's refusing to get hit off stage. He's refusing to get punished if he does get hit off stage. He is absolutely a survivor and now potentially a killer. Although Bloom is looking to make a statement about that. Does he still have his jump?
He does not. He does not have a jump. He does lose a stock. And this is why, I mean, it's always too hard to call. Luugi held such a good lead there. What does the Bloom do? Snap, it's gone. And that's all it takes, Joycey.
Yeah, and going back to what you were saying earlier on, Jude, about the fact that Luugi has been a survivor and has been living for longer, that was something that we saw a lot in the first game of the second set, where there were a couple of these options that Luugi was going for in disadvantage and was dying at 70-80%. And we saw on that second stock living up to 190%, and then on that second stock up to 140%. We are seeing a Luugi that is living over and over again, and that could have been a commentator's curse, but Bloom not quite ready there for the punish. Once again, we're in a delicate situation, and particularly Game 3, it's the most vital of any set when it's 1-1.
Bloom sitting at the ledge, sitting off stage. Is he going to ABK off? No. Takes his time, tries to play it patient. There's the ABK. There's a combo out of it. There's Luugi in the air, but he gets the back throw, puts him off stage. This is so tense. Luugi has to find the kill now because it feels like an inevitability that he will find this edge guard. But air dodge baited again, doesn't find it. Can you get the kill? No!
And no punish either. Is the forward throw going to do it?
Still not enough yet.
Wow.
Bloom is hanging on. And it's so scary. Yes, he's off stage right now, but he's got to make way back. Is that enough? No, he's still got enough to make it back. 177. Luugi, you have to find the kill because, oh my God, these spot dodge as well. The down B doesn't do it.
Back air. No, the air dodges.
Still gets the neutral air. The back air lands, and that's the game. That's the stock. And Bloom hangs on. What on earth is happening?
What on earth is happening? That was so much spaghetti in the last moments. And that's the thing with these two players is that I feel like they don't spaghetti too often.
No,
I feel like
they don't. Like, there was an air dodge from Bloom in that last situation as well that could have definitely been death, but Luugi wasn't in the right place at the right time either. Oh my goodness.
They're world class for a reason, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right, they don't flub, they don't miss confirms, they don't drop anything, but we said that it's all fun and games between these two. They're used to this matchup. They play random dittos. They have fun with it. I feel like this is the first time in a while that I've seen Bloom4Eva be very, very frightened of Luugi.
You have to be nervous if you're Bloom right now. That game, quite literally, was hanging by a thread. A thread that was swinging and about to fall. You were able to hang on by the smallest of inches.
Beautiful mix-up.
Luugi, again, just even coming into this game, you can see he's unfazed. Yes, that game was lost, but he's just unfazed, and he comes back and he takes the stock away. But Bloom, once again, as always, we talk so much about how back and forth this is, but it's exactly what's happening. Stock is lost. The other player returns fire. That stock is lost, and we just reset back to neutral.
Yeah, speaking of back, Joycey, can you tell me how Bloom's finding the majority of these stocks?
I think it's these edge guards. It's the edge guards
it's the back
time
air.
And time again. And yes, the back air as well of the stage. And it's such a good tool. It's such a quick tool. And even though it's not the most ridiculous kill move in the world, the fact that you can confirm into it all the way up to such high percents, 170, 180, 190. And what an aggressive option down for Luugi there. Just chopping Bayonetta, who's trying to get yet another edge guard, which, as we mentioned earlier, is a real critical tool here, but another mix-up and another 0 on the board. Luugi, fragile lead. Jude, what we seeing here?
Same side into side switch. That's what the down B mix-ups are saying from Luugi, and that's what the air dodge mix-up is saying. Is that the stock, though?
Hang on.
It is! And it's a 0 to death.
I've got a clap.
It was a 0 to death, but oh my goodness, how do you find a new, unique way to kill every time, Luugi? How do you manage it? How, against your demon, do you bring it to a Game 5 situation, the final game of the final tournament of the UKIE circuit finale? It just doesn't get better than this.
Can I be real with you both? I expected this to be a Game 5. The way it's been going, the way these two have been playing, and how back and forth it has been, I could have absolutely seen this being a Game 5. One way or another. This is really kind of perfect how it's ending.
I want to bring up something that's really terrifying to say in Game 5 of a reset. That was the first 0 to death from a down throw that Luugi has got on Bloom.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. Think about the fact that at the moment, Luugi has taken it to a Game 5 against number 3 in Europe and the best player in the UK without Luigi's patented bread and butter 0 to deaths. And I feel like maybe it just unlocks something, and we're definitely seeing the evidence for it here, because there is a 50% lead just growing in front of our eyes, Jude.
It's an incredible thing to notice, Joycey, because against SBF earlier on in the day, Luugi took a game by getting 3-0 to deaths to only find 1 during the set. And for it to be this close, you're so right. You're so right. This kid is on another level right now. This is his rival. This is his goal. This is his ambition. And right now he's looking to try and prove himself. But the Bats Within has something else to say. That barely escaped into a perfect punish. Schmar, can you believe what you're seeing?
Honestly, no. I don't think anyone can, because with Bloom, he is, oh my goodness, you know what?
Shut us up.
You know what?
Shut us up, please. But Luugi fighting back, but that conversion, and that is another thing we were saying, you know, Game 4, Luugi living up to these crazy high percents time and time and time again, and you die off the side at 70%. Both of these players, you know, Bloom is just insane at the moment and is just applying this pressure over and over and over again.
And I just have to go back in time a little bit. Did you both see Luugi go for that grab on that left platform?
Yeah.
How dangerous would that have been? Because that's so good of that backweighted on a platform unhindered. But we are going to the skies, folk! But it's not enough to take the stock just yet. Bloom dives off stage, doesn't find the kill. Luugi hanging on by a third, 144, still going. Jude, how is this going to end? Is Luugi going to find the final hits? Is Bloom going to take it all? Does Luugi have the comeback factor to make it happen?
I've got good news, Smar. Bloom, at least at this percent, can't replicate what he did on the second stock, which, by the way, is the first confirmed he's gotten off the side during this entire set, just to point out how good these two players are at disadvantage. But perhaps that disadvantage won't be enough. He finds a back air, needs to find Bloom's disadvantage here with a back air.
Not enough just yet. Bloom hangs on, but Luugi's still on the hunt, and he needs to find it now. Goes to skies, and that is it. Bloom finds the final hit he needs, takes the Game 5, and is crowned your Smash Ultimate UK and Ireland Grand Champion here at the finale. And I mean, he is the best player in the world for a reason. But I'll tell you what, lads. Luugi today proved that this is not a wall you cannot overcome. This is someone you can surpass. That Bloom was such an unstoppable force for so long, but Bloom now feels like someone that can be beat. That wall can be knocked down.
Small and tall, 1 and 2, Bayonetta and Luigi, these two top reps of their players are standing at the pinnacle right now, and I am just excited to see what comes next.